15 minutes.
I was just talking. I forgot that when I share my Discord screen, it doesn't share my audio. So I had to turn on my audio. Okay, there we go.
Oh, true.
Indecisive says yes.
Okay, I can see the chat.
Okay, perfect.
Hi, Spencer. Okay,
All right, yeah.
but anyway,
regale us.
so at the first, it was a tournament in Jeff City, Missouri. It was called Contagion. It was like a tournament over. It was a tournament over the summer, and it's like this group of guys. They're really nice guys. They're like, but they're a little strange. They work at a church, and they hosted the tournament at the church, and so during all the switches didn't have DLC. Like there was all third party adapters. Like you probably know the type of tournament I'm talking about. So I was going up to play my winners top 8 qualifier against Zefty, and the guy's like, no, hold on, we have a speaker, and they sit everyone down, and there's bracket sets going on in the room right now, and they just start preaching a full on message, and so we're all they stopped the stream, they stopped all tournament play on the stream to preach a 30-minute message, and then everyone was sitting there watching, and then we just resumed bracket.
30 minutes is crazy, dog.
Yeah, I know.
30 minutes is not. 30 minutes.
And
is
there's sets in the room people cheering them on, and they're super locked in because it's top cut matches, and there's just a dude on the stage giving a sermon.
That's pretty good. 70, you have one?
Yeah, well, I guess I can tell the Rewired story, which is where they basically VGBC and Rewired Fest lured all of these people looking for a crazy $5,000 pot bonus free tournament.
Gluto, Spargo, Mars,
Mutace,
and Light were also all in attendance.
Yeah, definitely just they definitely got paid for that shit.
Yeah,
we show up. I mean, it was the schedule was pretty bad. At one point, we all got kicked out because they were doing a dude perfect.
Yeah, they had a dude perfect show in the middle of bracket, and they're like, all right, everyone has to get off the floor of the tournament because we have to be dude perfect. And they also had this guy come in and talk about he's a TikToker who did art, and he talked about how to get famous on TikTok. We're all just sitting there watching it.
But that was, I mean, that was annoying, but it was fine. But then, on the last day, they're starting, it's a little late into top 32-ish, so probably around top 16. I just got out, and I'm sitting in the bleachers, looking around, and I was on my phone, and then I just see, I kind of subconsciously noticed there's a lot of people leaving the room. And then someone I know, I can't even remember who it was. I think it might have been Zefty. Was walking past me, and he's like, "Bro, we're getting kicked out." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "Yeah, they're kicking everyone out right now who's not still in the bracket." And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of strange." And so I stand up and I just look around the arena, and there's an insane exodus of everyone.
100 plus people. It was a lot of people.
And so we go out, I go up there, and then they're everyone has to get out, literally leave the building. And it was extremely cold. It was probably 30 degrees or less at least.
From my perspective, I was on the floor. I had just lost to Chef, the Falco player from Texas, and I was getting up. I was walking to go to the bathroom, and I was as I'm walking, there's we're in a basketball arena, and the floor is the setups and everything, and so I'm leaving the floor to go up the stairs to the bathroom, and I just see the security guards circle the arena, and they're all just sitting on the edge of the arena. And then I just hear over the intercom, all right, everyone who's not in top 32 needs to leave the arena now. Get out. And so I was like, what the heck? And this guy comes in and says all right, you gotta go. I was like, I'm literally in top 32. He's like, nope, gotta go. I mean, granted, I just gotten out, but I wanted to stay. So, and me and Kosak had walked to the venue, so we got kind of cooked that day.
You just had to just sit outside. Did you see what Seven? Did you see what Indecisive said?
Oh, I'm gonna address it. So after I leave, there's an insane amount of smashers just outside, and some of them were the driver of my carpool is in bracket right now, so we can't go anywhere.
Yeah, poor
and then
Chumples.
Other people, it's other people, it's the opposite. They're like, yeah, like someone in my carpool is in there, like, so we can't like leave. We just have to like sit here or like walk all the way to our cars, which is like kind of far.
But Chumples was like outside with us, and he's in a t-shirt and shorts, in like 30-degree weather, and he was like, he rode with Hazardous to the tournament, and he, of course, Ploopy was in his carpool too, but Ploopy didn't get kicked out. And so Chumples was trying to call Ploopy, and he called him like 3 times, and Ploopy finally picked up. And Chumples was like, "Hey, can you please come get me? I would like to like go home." And Ploopy was like, "Nah, sorry, I'm in a money match." And just hung up on him. And so we stood out there and just waited for the tournament. And we were trying to watch like the jumbotron through the door, but like the security guard kept standing in front of us. He's like, you guys need to leave. I'm like, bro, at least let us watch. Like, come on.
Yeah, like the worst separation that happened was Nosmo was there with his wife.
Oh my god.
Nosmo ended up DQing because of this, but they were kicking his wife out. Like, so she couldn't just stay and watch him play. Like Nosmo and his had to DQ because his wife got kicked out. And he was definitely very vocal. He was like arguing with the guards at like the door. But it was really funny because he kept talking about specifically like how small his wife was, and he's like, oh, she can't be out there like my small wife, like my frail wife. So like so I started making jokes about it. I was like, bro, they kicked Nosmo's like tiny, like minuscule wife out, bro. Like they wouldn't even let her stay inside. But like honestly, hearing Nosmo like talk back to them, it was like the worst guy just made a great point. Like that's what it felt like.
A rare Nosmo W.
And we ended up, my carpool all got out, so we just ended up leaving. We had to wait a little bit for MD, but after MD was out, we all just left. So I didn't even have to stay that long, but some people were there just sitting for quite a while.
Yeah, me, Kosak, and Chumples were there for like 3 hours, just waiting for everyone to get out so we could leave.
And then people went back to Rewire Fest the next year, which blew my mind.
Yeah, I was like, how are people are going back to this?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it had
Beast Mode Paul, Light.
Light went back. I think Light won.
I mean, I can see why Light would go back.
Yeah, another chunk of change.
$5,000 pot bonus.
Yeah.
But like, I remember it spawned one of my best tweets where I was like,
yes,
I added Gimmer and I was like, hey, at Gimmer, like at VGBC, I'm in the venue still. Can you find me or whatever?
That was a banger.
that was such a funny tweet.
Good tweet.
But yeah, I guess I don't know if that's the weirdest thing that happened to me, but it was kind of a long story, so it's a good one. We'll leave it at that for me.
Kendall, do you have any stories before we start the main event?
I have a kind of weird story. So back when I was like 15, 16, I went to this Wisconsin regional. And I was a way younger player back then, so I had my mom come with me to most of my tournaments, which is already a good thing for a disaster waiting to happen. But like, I was still relatively new. I was obviously good, but I was still relatively new, and my mom was really supportive of me, and I did really well at the specific regional. And I got into Grands. I lost in Grands, but I still had a good time. And me and my mom went to lead the venue, and this was on a college campus, and it was on like a higher floor, so we took an elevator to go down, right? And we got in an elevator, right? Just as the elevator was about to shut, 4 to 3 of these people, of like these random smashers, come in, right? And now I'm stuck on an elevator with 4 smashers and my mom for the next minute, and these smashers started talking about like hentai and manga and stuff like that, and in front of me and my mom. It also smelled kind of horrid. So I just, after me and my mom got out of the elevator, right, we walked to our car, and then my mom just got at me. It was like, why are you around these people? Why are you around?
Yeah.
My Smash career was over within that moment.
Yeah. So I know your mom is like gonna be like, oh, this is what you want to do? Like, these are the people you want to be around?
and she was just like getting at me, and like it's honestly fair for her to,
absolutely, yeah,
to get at me for that, and I just had to explain. It was like, Mom, I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those.
No,
I'm one of the good ones.
Yes.
My mom, I used to play in Pokemon TCG tournaments, and my mom used to drive.
You did?
Yeah, I love Pokemon TCG.
Dude, I went to Worlds twice.
Really? That's lit. That's lit.
This is my, hold on. It's gonna be surrounded by some medals, but here's my hat I got from.
Yeah, I've seen you wear that hat before. I've been meaning to ask you about that.
Oh, that's hype.
That's
yeah.
Do you know Ryan Simons?
The name sounds familiar.
He's a really good player from Kansas City, and he also plays Smash, but he's like an O2er. But you know Vance Kelly, the guy that won the Worlds that one time?
Yes, I do.
He's from Lee Summit, the town that I live in. So it's
actually,
yeah,
that's crazy.
But anyway, my mom used to drive me to these tournaments, and she would see like the other people at the game stores, and she'd be like, "Isaiah, please don't tell me you turn out like one of these guys." And I'm like, "Okay, I will."
That is great. The disrespect.
That's fair, dude.
I was like, "I won't."
You should have been like, "What do you mean? Like one of the best TCG players in the area?"
She's like, "I don't even know what that means. That sounds awful."
She's like, "Please don't spend all your time in the game store." I'm like, "I promise I will do other things, Mom."
Candle, thank you so much for joining us. I was, as many of us, we watched your run at the Throne too, and it was really, really, really impressive. You got 5th, which is crazy. Like, it's a really, really incredible run.
Goat.
Yeah, I went back and I watched all of your sets again to just like kind of refresh myself, and I'm like, you really went like actually crazy. Like this is such an impressive run. I was thinking we could go through. 7, you have something?
Oh, you can finish your thought.
Oh no, I was just saying we'll talk about the Throne and then anything else that you want to talk about. But yeah, what do you got?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I keep seeing these brackets. And then, like, I'm looking at the bracket, I'm like, oh, like, Candle's in this bracket, shout out Midwest Rep. And then I'm just like, oh, man, like, this is such a hard bracket. Like, this could be rough. And then I just keep seeing them, like, win every set. And I'm just like, when is this going to stop? Like, I didn't know Candle was like this. Like, that's been my experience, like, 4 tournaments in a row.
I remember at one of the pre-locals, I think it was when you beat Akala, I was like, okay, who the fuck is this person? Like, who is this person with Olimar? Because like obviously like Akala plays Shuton, so it's like it's not that he got matchup checked, he got like player diffed. And you beat Akala and Hurt. Was that at the same tournament?
No, Hurt was at Riptide.
It was at Riptide, yeah. Which is crazy. So yeah, so how was the Throne experience for you in general? How were you feeling before the tournament happened? Were you feeling confident?
I was feeling actually pretty nervous, because I feel like I could beat anyone there outside of 2 people, and if I didn't run into those 2 people, I could do as well as like my heart as like I wanted to do.
Can we all guess those 2 people?
Yes, I think you can very obviously guess one of them, but yep.
Spargo's one.
Light? No.
I'm pulling up the right now. I want to get this right.
The Sonics and Akala weren't there.
Yeah, we've got Leo, Light, Tweak, Riddles, Cola, Hurt, Zachary, Mars, Tilde, Mutace, Shattuck, Chunky Kong.
Oh, Tweak's
Candle,
a good point.
Trivium.
Oh, yeah, Tweak.
Yeah, that's the second one.
I'm saying Tweak.
I was going to say
the second one.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we did it. All right,
I know like Diddy Olimar like isn't great, and Tweak's like also
he's really
good
at it. I can't really keep up with him just because of like how much better he is.
I've watched him play Shuton a lot, and it's like Shuton usually gets destroyed every single time. Like,
Shuton's never beaten Tweak.
Do you think it's just like how fast he plays? Like,
I think it's
like
just of how technical on how hard it can be to hit Diddy Kong as Olimar, because I can't chase Diddy Kong really. I just kind of have to let Diddy come to me, which he chooses when he wants to do that.
That's a good point.
Like I'm not like Fox where I can like. Also, Olimar doesn't have any answers to Monkey Flip whatsoever. He doesn't have any answers to that because of how slow he is.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
What the fuck was that, Isaiah?
I was just thinking.
Your camera keeps glitching out.
Isaiah's in fucking Five Nights at Freddy's right now.
My camera's cooked.
7, I was literally trying to think of the joke to make, and I just couldn't. think
I
of
got
something,
you.
I appreciate
saw-
you carrying there.
I saw it
That's
happen a
fair.
few times. I was like, oh crap! I hope they don't notice that.
But yeah, so you said you were feeling pretty confident that you could beat kind of anybody, but like just didn't
Yeah.
want to run into Tweak and Light. I mean Tweak and
Spargo.
Tweak and Spargo.
Yeah. And I think I played those two people throughout my matches at the weekend, so I still did really well. So
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I'm looking at the gauntlet phase, and you beat Remo. Is it Remo or Remo?
it's
Remu.
a Remu.
Remu 3-0. But all of the other games, you didn't win against Tweak and Cola, but they were all like very, very, very competitive. Like Cola had to switch off Roy to Cloud just to be able to take you. Yeah, Isaiah.
I was gonna
Like it's
ask how I was gonna ask how Olimar Min Min was, because like that I've never thought about that matchup.
It's like a surprisingly good matchup for Olimar because, like, at a really long range, like, you kind of outzone Min Min, and Min Min doesn't really have tools to get Pikmin off of her at all. Because
I
there
guess
was, like,
that's
multiple
true.
times where I would attach like, one or two Pikmin to Min Min, right? The Min Min would be beating my ass, but we'd still do the same amount of percent to each other. And I'm like, okay, this is fine. As long as I'm not dying, like, this is okay.
And then also, I mean, obviously, you probably like once you hit Min Min off stage, like it's kind of
Oh, yeah, she's, like, gone.
Yeah.
usually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
listening to the interview. You were saying that like outside of like up smash, like that's kind of the only thing Min Min can do.
Yeah.
Like to get the Pikmin off, and you obviously don't want to be doing like ripping up smashes like
Yeah.
in neutral. So like they're just kind of cooked.
Yeah, but that matchup look is pretty good for Olimar. I still like really fucked Remu though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't take a game.
Yeah.
They did not take a game against you. Like
I think-
you guys fought
yeah.
later in bracket.
I think
and-
that was one of the only 3-0s of the entire tournament. It's like if you look at the bracket, there's not many 3-0s.
No, I think it's just you. I'm looking at the bracket right
I
now.
think
I'm
it's
pretty
me
sure
and like a
just you.
tilde set or something.
Light Hurt, I think, was a 3-0 maybe.
Oh yeah.
That
I
sounds
think you did
right.
Because
3-0.
I remember I was like, oh, this is gonna be a hot set, and Light kind of
And it
bodied
was
Hurt.
not. Light was on some shit that tournament. How do you you go, Seven?
Oh, I was gonna say I have a question, which was like, did you feel? I mean, obviously there is a lot of pressure on you going in, but like, do you think a lot of that was just because you were kind of like a sole rep of your region, like even like Midwest wise, you were pretty much the only Midwest player there.
Like, Aiken was there for like emotional support, or like just support in general, which was nice. He came in a lot.
I did see him, yeah.
But like, I definitely did feel some of that pressure, especially considering the last time we sent someone to an invitational.
Was it Lavish?
Yep. So I felt like I kind of like had to redeem a little bit for that.
I mean, that's our fault. We sent a Crom player.
A Wi-Fi Crom player.
That's.
I mean, I guess, but like, I felt a little bit of that as well, and I just wanted to like prove that I can do what I've done so many times, but again, and when it truly does matter.
Well, it's the pressure to not disappoint, right? Like,
yeah, and people dropped like thousands of dollars on me to be here.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
that
that's
also
true.
a little bit.
So
That's
how did
crazy.
you get? You were a vote-in, right?
Yeah, I was a vote-in.
So do you have like a Twitch channel, like or social media presence, or like
I
what was
stream
the?
pretty frequently throughout
Okay,
it,
that makes sense.
and I did a lot of incentives. And my team was actually really smart about like how we distribute votes and stuff with like spirit bombs. They had a lot of like good information on that, which really helped me get in as well.
Nice.
Because we didn't want to get in during the first phase because I think we thought a bunch of people would try and sneak in during that phase. And during the last phase, like literally anything can happen. It's so unpredictable.
I
Yeah.
never really thought like how much thought goes into just the voting phase, because it's like,
No,
oh,
yeah.
It's
There
like
is so
running a
much-
campaign.
Well, also our team, like I might, or someone on my team, like or like people that were like campaigning for me and wanted me to get is like during like the last like 10 or 15 minutes or so of the phases, that's when they get the most votes, which increases the website traffic a lot, which means the website is going to crash.
yeah.
It's like the website infrastructure can physically not handle this many like transactions or packets or whatever. Like the website is going to crash.
That's low-key the strat. DDoS the website so no one else can get voted in.
That's pretty much what we did.
Yeah.
That's what we did in the second phase. Because Mars tweeted on how he couldn't. The reason he didn't get in the second phase because he couldn't get his votes off. That he had
That's
saved
crazy.
up. And that is because of us. Because our team had like 30, 40 people drop like $50 donations. Well, not like $50, but smaller donations compared to so the other people would have like maybe one massive bomb of like 4,000 votes or something.
And by your team, do you mean like you're the esports team you're a part of, or like a team of people?
A mix of
gotten
both.
Together.
It was some of my esports team and also a lot of my region.
Gotcha.
That like supported me.
That's awesome.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
But like, so one of like the people told us that, and he was like, "Oh, we should probably prepare for that and try and get our votes in earlier, because if you like look, I don't know if you can, but if you look at like how votes were like distributed throughout the campaign, like, I gained like 4,000 votes within like 3-4 hours because of that, because we had so many people donating earlier before the site would crash. So that was kind of our plan."
So like it's like you do it like a little bit ahead of time, so you just like they get there and then the site crashes and you're like, okay, now my votes are still there. That's smart.
Because we realized if the site crashes, we already won at that point.
Yeah.
I had no idea that there was so much thought process behind.
No, it's insane.
I haven't watched.
Absolutely insane.
I haven't watched like a campaign stream since the cola stream for Summit, because I was like, this is hilarious.
That's a long time ago. It's a long time ago.
I know.
That was fire.
But I'm just not a big stream watcher, I guess. I never seen this half of it.
And oh my god, when I got in, I was in my philosophy class. So I was just freaking out of my fucking mind in the middle of my philosophy lecture. Like checking my phone every 5 seconds, refreshing the pages. My teacher thought I was probably being disrespectful, like as fuck. But it was
sucks because they don't understand.
Silence.
I have to stand up and be like, "Motherfucker, you don't fucking understand what just happened here." I'm actually the coolest motherfucker in this room.
Silence, teacher. I'm about to play Super Smash Brothers.
No, it was literally like the meme of the person in the corner. It's like they don't know. I just got into it.
That's pretty much what happened.
Didn't you post that, or did you post that, or did someone else post that?
I was in the middle of my philosophy class.
That's crazy.
It's getting hot. Give it a second.
Box fan time.
Oh, you're good. I like. How many people like do people what do they know about you like being really good at Smash? Like your acquaintances? Like obviously like your good friends and stuff would know, but what about like your acquaintances, like your cousins or some shit?
Some of my family knows. Like a lot of my cousins know about it. Some of my uncles do. But like a lot of my IRL, like my school friends, they don't. But if I'm really really close to them, like I'll have to tell them eventually.
Do you do it like as like a little secret, like you're coming out to them, like?
What? It's like Spider-Man like taking off the mask, like, or I guess putting the mask on. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like if they want, like it's whatever for me. I'm like kind of nonchalant about it, you know. I'm like, I don't really care. Like.
I was I'm back in purgatory.
You're back in the fucking Five Nights at Freddy's.
I always avoid talking about it at all costs, because then they're like, oh my gosh, how do you make money then? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it.
Currently working on that. Currently working
I don't
on that
if I tell people I go to tournaments, like they or like we're talking about it, they always ask me like, oh, like how much money have you made?
That's the first question,
like,
really?
I mean, me,
yes.
like I'm like losing like hundreds, like I'm down thousands of dollars. I don't tell them that.
I farmed a Central Arkansas regional one time. That's all I tell them.
I legitimately tell them like, yeah, like sometimes I make like a decent amount of money, like, and that's been like 3 tournaments ever, like. But yeah, no, I wouldn't say I avoid talking about it, but also it's not as big for me. So
I try to just like, if it comes up, it comes up, but and I don't try and hide it or anything.
If I were you, it'd be difficult for me not to bring it up because you're top 100 in the world.
Yeah, I'm kind of nonchalant about it.
I'm the best player in the world. Yeah.
But also, like, a lot of people. Like, I think some people would be like, oh, that's like crazy, and some people would have no like frame of reference.
Yeah,
So
it
they'd
was
be
like,
like,
how
oh,
good is
like
this
that's.
set?
They'd be like, that's pretty good, but it's like, no, it's kind of crazy. Like you can't just say
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, no, I think it's crazy good.
No, it is crazy for sure.
For the final bracket, you fought Dryby. They went brawler. So how do you feel about the final bracket? You fought Dryby, you beat Dryby, you beat Mutace, you beat Remo. You don't have to like go through every single
Oh, yeah.
set, but like
I mean,
I was just watching the run and like you beat he like went brawler and like that did not work out and he had to switch back to Pichu and like you just were stomping and like versus Mutace, like I don't know. I
Yeah.
was watching the vids back and I was like, whoa, we get to like talk to this person. Like, they went fucking off. Like
I'll just go set by set against Dryby. It was really awkward when I found out I had to fight Dryby because we were rooming together.
I remember that.
We were rooming together.
I remember that.
So it was
fun.
very awkward, like a very awkward night. Because we knew we had to play each other. Like, we were the first match, too.
don't look at my VODs. Don't look at my VODs.
We were the first match of the tournament. So we were, like, chill about it, but we knew things were awkward and stuff like that. And
It's
I
like
knew
knowing
going
you're
in-
gonna have to kill the person next to you. Like,
Yeah.
in the next day. That's crazy.
Yeah. But, like, I will say, though, I felt really confident going on. And just because of EU Olimar stuff, like, they do not know what to do against that character whatsoever.
Oh, that makes sense.
Valid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
did
didn't
it.
really
Yeah.
think about that.
So I was like, I felt really bad for him because he did so well that tournament.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it still shows that he got last place.
The first Pichu main to take a set at an invitational.
No, he took so many. He almost beat Spargo.
I was very scared he was going to beat Spark.
Not to
I wanted that. Scared.
Not to discredit, but I've heard Pichu Cloud's a good matchup, but that's still like an insane win to almost have.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, they went game 5, right?
I think so. Yeah.
He almost reversed 3-0'd him, I think.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
So like, was there ever a point in your, or I guess anywhere in the bracket, like how was your confidence between sets? Were you like it's over, or were you feeling worse?
When I was playing, so when I felt like it was so over, it was I had to fight Tilde in the gauntlet phase.
Yeah.
That set was game 5, and I was really mad that I lost it. But like looking back at it, I'm so thankful that I lost the set because I was like I think the last seed of the entire bracket going into the actual bracket phase. But Dryby was like the 9th seed, which is like the 1 seed that doesn't go into winners, but he's still out on losers. So that's a really good draw for me considering that.
Yeah.
But I found out Tilde, the person that won our set, had to fight Chunky Kong. And I'm not trying to fucking do that.
Donkey heavies versus Olimar is so bad. It's not fun.
I don't want to have to deal with that. So like, honestly, like I'm really happy that I lost that set, considering like my bracket and what ended up like as it. Because like fighting a heavy, especially when there's that much pressure on you to win.
And I'm sure I'm sure there are a ton of Candle fans out there, but I think there are way more Donkey Kong fans than there are.
Yeah. Dude, it was so funny. The tournament was just in an actual bar.
Wait, was it actually? Oh, I mean,
it's in Guild House.
Yeah.
So I just had so many random like wasted drunk people come up like, bro, you're fucking insane, bro. Just so many random drunk people like trying to have conversations with me.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious.
The NPCs found the venue.
Was the vibe like in the venue and stuff good?
Oh, the vibe was really fun. They treated the players really well. They treated everyone really. It was even like open, like it was like completely free to attend if you just wanted to attend as like a VIP. Well, not a VIP, really but just like wanted to attend the event. So I got to see a lot of buddies from NorCal.
Oh, that's fun.
And I got to meet a lot of them, and they took me and Dryby out to In-N-Out, and a German guy having In-N-Out for the first time. In-N-Out's like the most American food place ever. So like just seeing like and so Dryby found out that you could order as many patties as you want on your and his 5'1" German ass freaked the fuck out. Dude, it was so funny.
I love that.
And when he got like a milkshake, he was like drinking it, like, why is this so thick?
Welcome to America, brother.
I have
Yeah.
some
You
questions.
get it thick
like,
here.
Or just so I always have thought about like the logistics of like what the players go through behind the scenes at these events. So like, how were your meals? Did you just
They
did
were
every
actually
player
pretty
just
good.
go and eat out somewhere, or like
No,
did
they
they
bought
have
meals
any...
to us. They like
Okay.
Oh wow.
we had like a sub. We like a sub place. We got some Chipotle. It was actually pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, that's sick.
A lot of it was from like local restaurants, which was nice.
And
So you
then
don't have to worry about food. That's awesome.
Yeah.
for the housing, so they just like randomly kind of like group you guys into
Dude,
houses?
no. It was at a hotel, and we just got like randomly assigned to a person in a hotel room. But we were not told this or who we were like assigned to.
So
So
it's like a college dorm, like for
yeah.
show up.
Yeah. And you know what's so funny is that I didn't know this, that we were rooming with someone. Like that or like who I was rooming with. But so I walk into the hotel, I key my card in, drop off my stuff, and then I just see someone's stuff lying on the floor.
I'm gonna get murdered.
And I'm like, who the I didn't know that we were supposed to be rooming with someone, so I was like, who the fuck stuff is this? And I thought it was like the hotel people forgot to clean out the room or something, and they forgot to like do that or something. So like I don't want to be rude and like sniff around this person's stuff,
The
but I want to
bag
know
had,
who the
like,
fuck
German
it is. Because I will say, because I'll say that like there was obviously some people that wanted to room with more than less when I found this out.
Yeah.
And then I found out it was Try B, and I was chill with that.
Yeah.
Not gonna say any names.
No, let's
Yeah.
let's all guess.
No,
I'll
I'm
start.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty chill. Was there like
Yeah.
was Dryby like your favorite person you ended up
Oh yeah,
meeting there?
100%, 100%.
Oh wow, nice.
Huge.
I've never kept up with that guy like on the E, because I don't follow the EU scene very well. So like when he was
I don't
on the
follow
voting
EU
phase, I was
either.
like, who the
I
heck is this
didn't
guy?
really know of him before.
Yeah, I didn't know him
I don't
either.
know him either.
But he seemed really cool from what I saw, gameplay wise
He had some
and
fresh
personality.
fits.
I'm a
Yeah, he
Pichu
had
fan
fresh
too.
fits.
Pichu's pretty lit.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of friendlies and stuff with like the
I
players
did.
there?
I played.
How was that for you?
It was really fun. I got to play Hurt a lot. I got to play
Nice.
Spargo a lot. I got to play Cola, Riddles, like all of them. Everyone I've played there. Everyone I've played there, I've played either in bracket or in friendlies outside of like previously. I'm just mad the one person I didn't get to play or never got to play was Zachary.
Oh,
Because like that's like the one person
That
I
would be
really
really
wanted to
cool.
play.
I'll say that you don't get a chance very often to play that guy. He doesn't go to much.
Well, Candle,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. I main pit, and so
yeah, you
I
got
watch
him.
all
You
of
got
his
him.
mods. Yeah, so you can hit me up for some Wi-Fi and shit like
Are
that.
you
and
just Midwest
He's like the
Zachary?
lame Zachary.
I
He's
wouldn't say that. I'm
Bro,
the American Zach.
Bro, wait, what happened?
What
What happened?
happened?
Dude, what happened to
I'm
that?
trolling.
What happened to going pit against me, bro? You went Sora. That's cringe.
Sora against Kazuya, that's absolutely what I will fucking do. All of the Zachary doesn't even go pit in Kazuya. He fucking goes raw because he knows what's up. Kazuya, fuck
Not
that
real,
character.
bro.
I relating to like playing friendlies with like a lot of good players and stuff. You know, I've seen historically, you know, there's some theories about like a summit, or I guess now the throne. Like, if you send your players there, they kind of level up. Like they come back leveled up. Do you think like it was definitely like a good training exercise for you with all the friendlies
100%.
and environment?
100%. But I feel like it'll take some time to like settle in.
That makes
Because
sense.
when I got back from the throne, the last thing I wanted to do was touch this game.
Oh,
That was like
100%.
because I just thought about it all weekend. I played it all weekend. And that kind of affected me going into Pantheon, which Pantheon isn't like that stacked of a tournament, but I still wanted to do well at it, obviously. But I was still kind of overwhelmed from the throne to a point where it kind of affected me at that event a little bit.
No, I get that. And
So
like
I
you
was
want to
just kind
have
of-
all your focus on Smash when you're playing, but if you're tired of Smash, like
Yeah,
it's
I don't
hard
wanna
to
do
just have
that.
all of your mind space or like your mindset there
Yeah.
during a tournament. So
For-
that makes sense to me.
From my experience traveling to tournaments, it's like the week I get back, like whenever I get back from the tournament and go to locals that week, like I always do terrible and feel terrible, and then like the week after, I'm like, okay, now I
yeah.
can lock in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I beat a Tata, my best ever win, and then a week later, I lost to Coco Master, which is just like a Springfield Nest player, like 2-2.
Well,
The GOAT, though, don't get me wrong, he's the GOAT.
No,
But...
he's
this
just
also
not a
happened
Tata.
to me at Supernova when I did the beat Aquila and then I lost to Lemon Shark.
yeah.
Ghouls.
I did.
Plays Pichu.
Crazy.
Dude, I literally I saw you at the Jollibees at Supernova and you were just complaining about Pichu. I was like, man, this is so funny.
It made me actually, because if I didn't lose to Lemon Shark, I probably would have lost to Dry Bee, so
Wow, all happens for a
like,
reason.
True.
it kind of goes full circle, I guess.
Shout out Lemon Shark for the win.
Yeah. This is moving a little bit backwards, but I forgot to ask. Did you do any sort of preparation for the throne too? And if so, like, what was your? Because they didn't release pools early, did they?
They didn't release pool until like Wednesday, which at that point I've already almost left
Yeah.
to like do traveling. So I only prepared in like 3 ways. I practiced the specific matchups that are gonna play, like mainly for the vote-ins, because like those were honestly the people I was worried about the most, because I know how I do against a lot of top players because I've either played them before or I just have a general feel. So, but like against a player like Rimu, I obviously ended up doing really well against him, but going in, I had no idea how I was going to do against him, because there's not a player like him that I can really compare to. So I kind of prepared for that. Oh, come on, dude.
Keep going. Ignore me.
But there's not really. But those were like the people I was mainly doing preparations for. And then my second way of practicing was playing at Sonics, because he's just been hitting me up all the fucking time to play. Because he lost to Shuton, and like I think over the past month or so we played in total like 30-something hours.
Holy crap.
20 hours or something.
He's
Sorry
not
to hear
Something
it.
ridiculous.
Sorry to hear it is crazy.
Which I would say, like,
I heard it's miserable. I heard it's just
okay.
not fun.
It's like it's bad, but like you can tell that he will beat your bad habits out of you until you stop doing them.
That makes
which
sense.
Isn't fun. It's the idea of it's good, but doing it isn't fun.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fun when you get them, like, when the habits are out of you, but it's not fun getting them out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like a, I don't know, like going to the doctors. Like, it's good for you, but you don't want to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Solid metaphor, Seven. That was good.
Thank you.
Are you the best Olimar in America?
Oh yeah.
Second
MFA
only,
is
wait.
good.
second
Wait,
second
what
only to second only to Race and Love.
What about DeBuzz?
that-
Well, I know DeBuzz is kind of inactive nowadays.
I mean,
And he
DeBuzz,
does
like-
Rosa. He does Rosa and
The buzz is
Olimar.
really good, but like he doesn't actively persevere with some matchups.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like
that
he's,
makes sense.
he's
Like,
compared
I'm
to Rosa
sure
Minion now.
If you give DeBuzz 20 games against Spargo's Cloud, I don't mean this in any disrespectful manner, I don't think he's taking a game.
Yeah.
I mean, what character?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think.
go ahead.
Does he? I don't think he really thinks Olimar is like that good, right? I could be
He
mistaken.
told me he's
there.
like kind of like he's gonna use the character more, but then he never does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like he'll play against people with Olimar that were matchups that are clearly favorable for him. Like he'll go Olimars against like Samus, Sheik, etc. And I'm like, you obviously should be winning that.
Yeah.
But like where I'll have to play Olimar in more uncomfortable matchups.
Like against like Tilde or something
Against
like that.
against like Steve, Kazuya, etc. Like those types of matchups. Where he would just opt for like Rosa or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I remember that.
I know
remember that Twitter
go.
trend after you beat Akul. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, was Olimar beat Steve?" I'm like, "Ain't no way Olimar beat Steve,
No,
bro."
no.
Hey, no.
No.
That's a candle exclusive.
They're tripping their balls if they think that's true.
How
Bro,
good
bro,
do you think Olimar is?
Yeah, I remember
If
listening
you
to
had to
your-
say like
Yeah.
top 20, top 10,
I think he's top 40.
1, 40.
I
That's like
think-
Ike levels.
I think he's like top
Okay,
82.
not that
I think but in my opinion, like if you're a top 40 character, that doesn't mean you're a bad character. You can
There's
still.
too many good characters in this game.
This is kind of a hard question, but like, if there was another character right next to Almar on the tier list, like for context, who would you put Almar near?
That's a good question.
I'd put all. Hold on, I'm just looking around to see characters.
I'll start naming all of them for you. Mario.
Okay, I think he's really close to Mega Man, and I think he's really close to Mega Man. Like,
That's a good comparison.
Mega Man and like Me Brawler, I guess. Maybe Me Brawler is like a bit higher than him, but like off the rip, I guess.
And have you considered ever picking up like a secondary?
I've had secondaries for like that I go in and out with because I used to secondary Roy for a while.
Interesting.
Didn't you have a Steve at one point too?
I did have a Steve, but then I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not doing it."
Thank you.
And he's also like banned in half the Midwest, so I'm like, I might as well just not bother with it.
That's fair. And they said the ban didn't matter.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Like saving Ultimate one region at a time.
For sure.
I also play Rob at the moment. It's like Rob a little bit. Rob mainly for hero because fuck that character. And like, I'm just not trying to play the game against you. I'm like not trying to play the game against you respectfully.
Hero dumb, hero stupid.
Having a character that loses to hero would be
no, it's insufferable.
It's bad. I hate it.
Dude, when I beat Hurt at Riptide, I beat Hurt at Riptide, right? And I was so happy, like, let's go, I'm about to do really well at this tournament. And then I found out my next opponent was Beast Mode Paul.
You're cooked.
I was like, fuck this. Like, okay, dude, like, sure.
Every time Raisin Loaf does well, there's always Blaze Spoon in his tracks. Good. Every time.
Oh, this would be a great segue for you to tell a little story about
Good segue. So
yeah, shout out to me.
I have interacted with Candle before, and one of those times was at Riptide, and I had seated to play Candle. That ended up happening because I lost to a Shulk player. I hate Shulk. Shulk's cringe. And then he came up to me, or they came up to me, I'm sorry, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm excited to play you, Izaiah." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm excited to play you too. It's going to be a fun set." And then he's like, they're like, "Yeah, I reached out to Raisinloaf for advice, and Raisinloaf told me that you were colorblind." I was like, "No way, bro, sold me out."
That's so crazy to reveal, man.
The even crazier part is I reached out to Raisinloaf for advice before this as well, and he was like, "Oh, like, I don't know, I can't give you that many tips. He's just kind of like a better player. Like, you won't do that way. I don't think you'll do too well, but like, good luck, man." I'm like, "That's crazy, bro."
You know what's crazy is that I think that specific advice is probably like the most useful advice I've ever gained about someone.
Literally.
Because like you can't like
I can't tell the difference between blue and purple. I'm cooked.
Yeah, it gives me like something that I can hardcore exploit against you that you can't do anything about.
No, I can't adapt.
Do anything about that.
Dude,
and it's crazy is that blue and purple are like the two most important ones that you have to tell. That you have to tell the color differential from. Like, if you don't know what reds and yellows are, like, okay, that's whatever. But like, those are the two you have to know.
I know people are gonna say, "Oh, but one of them's fatter." It's hard to notice sometimes.
No,
it's happening. In motion, it can be hard.
No, that totally makes sense.
And then,
pretty rough.
Raisin Loaf freaking started grabbing me with purple, so I'm like, my life is a lie. I'm cooked now.
You gotta.
How did that set go?
You gotta punch him in the face.
It never happened. I didn't make it to him because I lost to Shulk. Shulk's cringe.
Oh, okay.
It's Pac-Man's worst matchup by far. It's so bad.
That's crazy. From your own region, the call's coming from inside the house, man.
That's what I'm saying. I've been friends with that dude for like so long. What the
heck? With the bond of the Olimars.
It's probably just a top player privilege thing.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like a top player reaches out to you for advice. Who's like, "Yo, I gotta add something."
Well, actually, to be fair, you're actually right.
Secret.
Yeah, 100%. If somebody asked me, like a top player, I'd be going and like
hiring
a private investigator.
And Raisin Loaf was a very nice guy as to provide that advice. So shouts to Raisin Loaf.
That's so funny. You're so
I have a question about at a tournament. You know, this happens to me sometimes, which is where random people come up to me and start talking to me, you know, like I think there was a tweet about it that was like when a random person at a tournament comes up to you and like calls you by your name and you don't even know who they are.
That was my
like,
tweet.
I'm not even that good and it happens to me. So like how much does this happen to you at like a major?
It happens pretty frequently. Mainly not at a major level, but at a regional level.
Oh, I
It
get
happens.
you.
Because like a lot of regional people like actually know my name. Or like, oh, you know, I'm close with that regionals. Like, they actually know my name, but then they talk with other people about me, and then they use my actual name. Is like, and people catch on from that, and then someone I don't fucking know calls me my name.
Oh, that is
Which, like, I don't really
strange.
care about. It's just weird, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's how, I mean, well, I don't, my tag is also my name. Long story
Spoiler.
about that. But, like, like, people coming up to me, it doesn't bother me at all. It's just interesting, like, how that kind of thing, like, propagates, I guess.
Yeah.
I never like it. Like when people say my name, it's like saying Peter Parker's name instead of like Spider-Man. I'm like, how the fuck do you know that?
That's
I'm
why-
Spider-Man.
yeah.
Bro, stop comparing yourself.
I want to make it so bad, dude.
You're
Bro, you
not
want to
fucking
be
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I
You
You're
wanna
not
do,
fucking
man.
Spider-Man, dude.
Dude,
I don't
I
think
do,
No,
so.
no,
man.
you don't know how far it goes. This motherfucker, I'll be hanging out with him, and he almost like drops his controller. He catches it. He'll be like, "Yo, you see that Spidey sense?" Like, I got that Spidey sense.
To
And
be
he's
fair,
done
to be
this,
fair,
like over 5 times.
to be
This
fair,
is not
the
a
things like
one-time thing.
we were at Rewired Fest, and I was filming the like T-shirt cannon, and this guy had like shot a T-shirt cannon, and I was filming it, and it went up in the air, and it started going towards Rain and I. I put the phone down, catch it like without looking. I catch it right in front of Rain, and I look over and I give him like a little wink. And he's like,
Okay, no, that one was crazy though.
Yeah,
I'll give
so
it up.
yeah. So it's like, listen, like I'm not saying I'm him. I'm just saying
You
if
are
there was
saying you're
somebody-
him. You're meat riding
I'm just
yourself
saying
so
if-
hard right now.
I'm just saying if there was someone close to him, you know, it would maybe be me.
We got 1 minute ads, so we need.
This is the
we need a
perfect time for
filler.
ads to come in while he's explaining how he's Spider-Man.
So I'm
Yeah.
yapping about fucking
Dude.
Spider-Man.
Dude, do you love shooting your web around the venue, bro?
So, like, do you use guns or does it come out of you?
It comes out of me. You know what it is. It comes out of me. Homegrown web. Homegrown sticky web.
I bet you thought this was the conversation that we thought we'd be having at the Candle episode.
Yeah.
Chaos
I'm
Lights said,
what
"How
your
can I
mom
make
was
this
nervous
about
about."
me?"
Also,
Alright, it's back.
dude, I beat Mutex one time, and then like the 3 people at a regional start meet riding me, and that's like, this sucks. I hate this.
Yeah, I was pretty bummed that you beat Mute. I was not happy about that.
Yeah, thank you. I
Why?
appreciate that.
For me, Mute is my favorite North American player by
Wow,
far. I'm like a huge
what does that
Mute
do to
player.
me? Someone who beat Mutates as well.
I was excited for
Also-
you because I really liked you. Like you were making a run, and then Izaiah, you just like beat Mutates, and then like nothing came.
he
of
really said, yeah, like Candle has the potential to win, but like we know Isaiah's getting farmed next set, so it didn't even matter.
Bro.
it. That's not my words. That's not what I
That's what
said.
you said. I don't know.
And I didn't
The
lose.
dick writing is insane, bro.
It's not like I lost 2 sets after beating Mutex. Okay, I won 1 more set after, or 2 more sets after beating Mutex.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good. But I was bummed about that. But when I saw Candle do it, I was like, yeah. Well, and that matchup seems not great for Peach because I don't know like how well they can deal with like the Pikmin and like getting.
They
the
do
Pikmin
with it
off
really
and
well,
stuff.
but like Peach is almost too good at it, where she just gets me more purples.
That's a good point. You
Okay,
like fix the lineup
Do you
for
think-
you.
Do you think it's better that the Pikmin go in an order, or do you think it would be better if it was completely random?
I think it'd be better if it was in random.
I
It's
think
like-
I would hate Olimar more if it was random. Cause I'd see that dude
Oh, yeah.
pick 3 purples and be like,
Yeah, it would definitely be more toxic.
GG.
Well, in Brawl, it was random, but it also depended on the stage.
wait, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
if you look at like there's a wiki page of like all the probabilities on every stage. Like on Lilac, there was like a 35% chance you pluck a purple, so that's why every Olimar went to Lilac.
Huh.
Oh, I didn't know that, but like in my head, when I picture Brawl,
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Like
Olimar
Steve
VODs,
before
it's always
Steve
on.
with like the mining resources
Steve,
on
if he
different
was
stages.
awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How long have you been playing Smash?
So that's like a complicated question to answer because my first tournament was in 2014.
Jeez.
In October of 2014.
Unk.
Was it PM?
Yes, it was. Sure.
Let's go.
You know about the picture?
The picture.
Oh, I've seen the
There's
picture.
this picture of.
That's ominous.
Hold
Yeah.
on. I'm gonna let me find this thing. Let me find this thing.
I love Discord. I'm alone now.
For
Messed
the
up
boys.
anyway, like right during that. So
There's. Do you guys
Discord is
know a player
cooked.
by the name of Inui?
No.
I don't.
like INUI or something
Yes.
like that.
Oh,
I've
this
heard
picture's
that tag,
so
I think.
cute.
Hold on, oh.
Is this you, Candle? The lad in the red
That-
Aw.
shorts.
But
That's
the
so
guy sitting
cute.
next to me, I'll pull up his Smash Wiki page. He was an interesting guy, to say the least.
He looks like it.
Back,
Chat,
I mean,
you can't see this picture.
No, I'm
but-
showing it right
Oh,
now.
wait,
They
you
can see
can't.
it. They can
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Shout out to.
I'll go to his
Izaiah.
wiki page and scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Oh no. Oh no.
that is a terrible thing to
Is he-
say, but
Is he someone your mom warned
Wait.
us about?
He in a different way. In a different way.
Oh. I'm looking at the. Oh, okay. I'm looking above the trivia.
I'm pulling him up now.
Oh man.
Well, I can't see. Someone inform me.
I'm
Well,
pulling
I'll
him
just
up
read you
now.
I'll read you the summary. You know how like Wikipedia has like a table of contents for the page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says tournament placings, Melee Brawl Wii U Project M, altercation with Ryan Ford, Wisconsin arrest, aggravated battery with a sword,
gosh.
trivia, external leaks or links.
What?
Battery with a sword?
Yes.
That's insane.
There's an article linked with the Wikipedia page from my like local news outlet about it.
Oh my gosh. Bro,
He slashed the thigh of a man with a samurai sword while returning to a closed down mobile oil gas station he was living near.
Why is it?
Do they state why he did that? Or
Wait,
No.
he played Marth, am I right?
No, he was
Dude,
actually
and you're-
like a big Fire Emblem head. This one was
Dude,
really
and-
good, so like I guess we can forgive him.
and your mom just like
Yeah.
let you play against this guy?
Well, no, my mom didn't know it, and this was in
I
2014
get
where he did all the bad stuff.
That's crazy.
Shout out, I went to my first tournament at the end of 2015, and I was a huge Project M player. It was a PM tournament that someone invited me to, because I was wearing the, like, Star Fox's, like Fox's face on it made out of, like, shines.
Oh, that's cool.
And someone was like, yo, do you play Smash? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, do you play Project M? And I had been playing it with, like, two of my friends on emulator, and I was like, yeah, actually. And that's how I started going to tournaments. So shout out to PM. Every player that's like, yeah, like I started in PM, I just know they're instantly goated. Like goat
Yeah.
status.
So
So chill.
after that, I didn't really compete at tournaments for a while. After this like one tournament, just because like there wasn't really a big local scene around me. So I was like, oh, why bother? But then around like 2017, 2016, I got back in with Smash 4. I played a lot of Wi-Fi. I was a big Wi-Fi warrior in Smash 4.
Were you
I played.
in Cruise? Do you have?
I
Like,
was
a
not
crew?
in Cruise.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of. I was really Wi-Fi warrior, but a more for glory warrior.
I get you. I get you.
But then like I started taking the game more seriously around that time. I played Donkey Kong and Luigi, so like
Raw.
the true Smash 4 experience.
Full cheeser energy. Cheeser be cheesed.
Yeah. And then Ultimate came out, and then that's when I truly started to invest my time. I actually, for the first year or so of the game, I was the Roy main.
Yeah, I wanted to
Okay.
ask, how did you land on Olimar for your pick?
So like it was around like October, September of 2018, I think. And like I was just like I realized that I was being like Roy kind of enabled a lot of my habits that I was really trying to fix because one of my habits like
Honestly, same.
because like Roy like just your goal is to run at the opponent all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And when you're like in like a 1-2er, that's not a good thing to run at the opponent all the time, but you don't know that.
Yeah.
You don't really understand that as a player. Is that running at the opponent isn't always a good thing. And Roy like enabled that.
That
So I
makes
realized
sense.
I needed a character to like kind of like beat that habit out of me. And Olimar is like a character that like is obvious can obviously be really campy, but he still allows you to like be aggressive if you really need to. So that's kind of how I landed on him.
Is Roy better than Olimar?
Oh yeah, 100%. I
Can
just like
Roy do
Roy can
it?
do it, dude. Roy won a major.
Roy has done it. What?
7, you
Nah,
got
he
no more
can't do it.
excuses.
He can't do it.
Yeah, dude. Oh, Discord's gone. We're cooked.
Okay, dude.
Who picked him up for Supernova for that one set against Sonic? So Roy's got it.
That's
Roy can
true.
easily do it.
With the cola erasure.
Yeah, right. That's crazy. Did you have something?
You go.
Did you learn? Was there anything like overall that you've learned from the throne that you like really really valued? Like anything specific of like your mindset or in just like anything?
Is that when I play a top player, this might sound crazy, but I'm playing the game with them. I have the same amount of options as they do, and I don't feel like there's a skill gap to where I can't do it. Like you know, like it's kind of weird to describe, but now I feel like there's not a skill gap to where like it's up to me at this point to beat top players. There's not like a skill gap or like they have a better neutral game, oh they have a better punish game than me, they're just better at me, blah blah blah. No, I'm on the same level as them. It's just up to me to like actually do it.
So it's
I
like
guess.
it's like
prove it, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you sit down to play them and you're like, okay, like I know I can beat them, but like will I? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But now it's literally just I know I have all the tools needed to beat them. I just need to actually do it.
100%.
But
Yeah.
because before I would put like this artificial skill gap between me and the top player that kind of hindered me within a way because it like made me hesitate a lot on my options. But now I realize that I'm just playing the game with them. And I just need to keep up.
What has been your favorite win that you've gotten so far? Like the win that you're the most proud of?
This is going to be a weird one, but Apollo Kage at Sweet Spot.
What?
I was there.
A friend of the podcast.
There? I was there.
Apollo Kage.
Bro, I recorded it. I was holding the camera at the pop off. Sorry.
Because,
really?
Like,
tell me about this set. I didn't know this.
AK is one of those players where if I beat him, you can beat anyone in the world. Like I feel like,
dude,
if you beat AK,
an AK means so much more to a Midwest player than like anyone else. Because it's like we all know that guy. Like we all know how impossible that guy feels to beat sometimes. You know.
And it was also just that set was fucking exhausting to play.
I bet.
Because it was winners finals. I lost 3-1. And it was like, okay, whatever. But then, like, I got my run back. And the first set was game 5. I won in a really close, like, the first set was really close. And then I was down 2-0 in the second set. And then I reversed 3-0'd him. Like, that, like, I had to pull my ass out in order to do that.
Yeah, I remember, like, I was watching that. Since I was doing the production, I was just, like, I literally just had to watch, like, every set. And I was watching that one at the end of the day. And I had been bored for like an hour before it, and then the set like grand started. I was like, wait, like this is kind of a fire set. And then by the end of it, I was like, dude, I gotta get ready for this camera like angle. Like this is gonna be crazy. Like this is actually a hype as fuck set.
Was this the most recent?
I could feel it.
Was this the most recent Sweet Spot? I'm pretty sure it
was. Right?
It was. Okay. Yeah, because the one before that was AK versus Onin. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think like when would you say was like Is that the moment where you really felt like your level up in general as like a player?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'd say because like in that moment, like I just won like a giant regional with like most of the Midwest best players, and like I realized that I can do it, and I came back from probably like what is the single most like hard thing to do, which is like a reverse 3-0, and like making sure you like the thing is when you try to reverse 3-0 someone, you don't have to play perfectly. You just have to not fuck up at all. Well, I know that sounds weird, but you have to like not make mistakes to where you drop a single game.
Mm-hmm. You're
or
like,
that lead to that.
Like if I feel like at least to me, whenever I'm doing like a reverse 3-0, it's like okay, I know what like I need to win. Like I know what I need to do to win. I just can't mess it up, otherwise I just lose. You know.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
I had that level of I had that level of composure to be able to pull that off, especially against a player like AK. And that's when I was like, okay, I can just do this to anyone, and I shouldn't ever doubt that in my mind now that I can not do it to a specific player.
That's raw as hell. I thought it would be Akala. That's really cool that it's AK. It's
I
like,
mean,
it's the number one
like,
player in the
obviously
world.
really
That's
good.
cool.
But like I don't mean to brag, but I feel like I had a really good shot going into Colin within my mind, because I'm like really good against Steve, and like I'm sure he's not ready for a lot of like the tech I have and stuff like that. And like, the win's obviously still really good, but I was prepared for him, and I knew I could do it. But against AK at the time, I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to me. Like,
So
given the context, like surrounding it, like AK being like that was the win for you. You know, I respect
Yeah.
that.
He is
That's
like
really
he's like the Midwest player. Like if you're gonna win a like a relevant Midwest tournament, you have to beat AK.
Yeah.
When I moved here from Texas, that's what I was like the thing. I was like, oh wait, I'm moving to Missouri. Like maybe I'll see AK one day. Like that'll be really cool. And that's back when like I didn't know that much about Smash. But I was like, yeah, Missouri. That's where AK's from. That'll be exciting.
Our one call to fame, one guy.
Yeah. That's all of the questions that I had written down and that Demi had written down as well. Those
Well,
were
we're over an
Yeah.
hour, so if you'd like to wrap,
What maybe like what's next for Candle?
Yeah,
What's
My
next
next
for you?
tournament is at LMBM. That's gonna be my next one.
LMBM.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I wanted to go to that, but it's the same days as a bigger tournament in St. Louis, which is Snowball. Shout out,
Oh
Noodles.
Oh shit, I gotta go to that.
oh, it's
I
the
know.
same
I wanted to go to
weekend?
LMBM, but I was like, dude, like,
Dude,
am I really gonna miss a tournament in my own region to spend like $400 to go to New York? I was like, I just gotta stay home this time.
I was pricing it out this year. It's way more expensive than $400.
You said 400. I was like, damn, who's sponsoring you to go there?
When I went last year,
Dude, last year was so
flights-
cheap. It was so cheap last year.
flights and hotel, it was probably around 400, but
I went last year and it was like about that much for me too, and I was like, "Dang, this is awesome." But then I looked for prices this year. I was like, "Oh, no, I'm good."
And then after that, I actually don't really know. Probably just a bunch of smaller Midwest tournaments.
you gonna visit any tournaments in Missouri? Maybe wink, wink in the future.
I probably will again because I can't remember if it was in Kansas or Missouri.
Sweet
Is
spot.
it in
It
Missouri?
was in Kansas, but
Kansas.
we claim it. We claim
Okay.
them. Unless it's in Wichita, it's in Missouri. Like, let's be for real.
And like I just want to hit up more. Like I'm going to Afterburner probably
Oh yeah,
in
nice.
Indiana.
Oh,
I'll be
I
at
thought about going to that.
I'll be at that one as well.
Afterburner, how far is that from Springfield?
It's like
8 or 9
10 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Maybe not 10. Yeah, 8 or 9.
And I just kind of want to go to more Midwest events and kind of like try to repay a lot of people for like supporting my campaign, because a lot of like random fucking people from the Midwest supported my campaign. Like a bunch of people from Indiana supported my campaign.
Dude, the Indiana players are very passionate about this game. Those guys are the
Yeah,
No,
they
it's
are.
insane. Like,
That's Parmesan.
They don't fuck around.
dude, Scrubbed Out is like a crackhead, and I love it.
We love Scrubbed Out. That's my goat.
Do
He
you
like
have
has
any-
so much passion within this scene.
Do you have any goals? Like you're right now you're ranked 88. Do you have are you like making goals based on like wins or based on numbers? Like how do you goal set for yourself?
My goal setting, like at the moment, like I have goals for like a time span, right? Because at the like whenever the ranking drops or whatever, I want a goal of like, oh, I want to be top 50 in the world, which I think I have a little bit of a shot at being top 50 this
The
season.
invitational wins, no.
Yeah, dude, if they counted, it would have been a lock for me at this point. But like, if I don't get it, I am honestly like, okay, it's whatever. I am top 50 skill wise, like in my mind,
clearly.
like no fucking ranking can disprove that to me. No matter if I'm on it or not, like nothing can disprove it in my mind. So after that, my only real goal is to like just beat people, I guess, and like
just fill in the resume.
yeah, just fill out a resume, kind of do things I thought I couldn't do.
You have a lot
like
of confidence, and I'm wondering where it comes from. Not in the sense of like you shouldn't be confident, but like you seem very self-assured, even outside of like just Smash. Like you so very confident. Have you always been confident, or has that confidence come through like as the wins started racking in and things?
It definitely came through the wins as they started racking, but there's a certain point where it's like, okay, I beat this person. That means I can beat you. I can beat you. I can beat you. I can beat you. And like, and I especially like the example I had to throw. I feel like every opponent that I played against, I played my hardest out. I like played as best as I possibly could, specifically on Sunday. And like, I think the only reason I lost on Sunday, like, is because I had to play Spargo, and that matchup is horrendous.
Yeah.
And I still got a game, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I played like the absolute best I could. I gave like, if there was something I could do about a strategy or a playstyle there, or like a matchup, I did it. Which like is happy that a lot of my practice and like labbing came out, or not really labbing, but like preparation came out for that. So I didn't really hold anything back, I guess. If you want to put in like corny anime terms.
That's when it matters the most. That's what you gotta lock in.
Yeah.
Someone asked, "Are you going to Gommel?"
I'll probably be going to Gommel. That's just like a bit far out.
Gotcha.
I will be going to Gommel. I don't really know. There's not really many majors coming up besides LMBM though.
Not
but
really.
Maybe Genesis, but I don't know. Genesis is always really expensive.
Genesis I wanted to go to Genesis X, but that shit was not.
Yeah, I want to
even
go
early
to
registration.
It, but I'm just like, bro.
I also like just went to San Jose, and I like traveling to like new things.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was looking at Genesis and I'm like, damn, that looks really awesome. And that's like $150 reg fee. I'm like, I'm good.
In
yeah,
LA,
that's insane.
or like in California, yeah, that's not great. I really wanted to go last year because it was Genesis X, but that shit was just not cheap. That shit was not cheap at all. Do you guys have anything else?
Nah, I think my wildest desires have been answered.
Mine have been too. Kendall, do you have anything to?
Wait, I have one more thing.
Oh, what's up, Isaiah?
Where can they find you?
Yeah,
you can find me on X or Twitter at KendallOP34.
In the chat, by the way.
I'm like
in the chat. Hashtag Kindle Culture.
Yeah, hashtag Kindle Culture. The only else thing I want to add is just like one more. I've said this like a million times, but like, thank you guys for supporting me on my campaign. A bunch of like random fucking regions from the Midwest supported me that I like wasn't really expecting to. Yeah, and like that's kind of crazy to me.
Is anyone you want to shout out for that campaign support?
Like mainly Weird Esports, because they did a lot for
those guys are the goats.
They literally like. They opened up like a Weird Esports shop, and like all of the profits went to my campaign, which is like kind of crazy. So like shout outs to them, shout outs to like everyone from Wisconsin, because like Wisconsin also like hard pushed for me. A lot of just like also other Midwest regions pushed me, like Michigan, Indiana, even a lot of Missouri and Kansas people did. So,
oh yeah,
we got you.
So so that's why in 2025 I kind of want to do a tour of the Midwest just for that reason, I guess.
That'll be a good time.
That'll be a good time. You've got a place to stay in Missouri. Thank you so much. Hashtag Candle Culture. I'll be uploading the episode ASAP. Thank you. This has been like our first guest because there's a lot of people like, hey, can we be on the podcast? And it's like, I get that everybody wants to be on the podcast, but
everybody wants to be famous, bro. Calm
No,
down.
but like once I saw the throne
I'm
run,
just
I, like,
nonchalant about it, you know.
that's why I was like, yo, like she seems like she's gonna be really nonchalant. Let's bring her in. So yeah, thank you so much.
No problem, man. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Bye everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, chat.
Bye chat.
Goodbye.